All right, here we go. There go the microphone. Good to see you all. Positive energy all the time. I had muted the microphone before I went live. I never know if the mic is hot or not. I should because I could see it moving. Good to see you all. Positive energy all the time. Well, I know you all are very happy that you don't have to take your children back and forth to school. Those of you that have children, you get a little break. That's a good thing. I remember those days. You get a little break. Don't have to take your children back and forth to school. Get a little rest. Get yourself a little vacation, a couple days, unless you got to work. And that's a good thing. Make sure you don't drink and drive. I remember those days where the break would come and I wouldn't have to take the children to school. I was mostly responsible for making sure they get to school or not. Especially when my youngest was born and I had to rush. I would be in the studio all night and like, oh, I got to end the session. Okay. All right, we're going to have to do this verse tomorrow. Okay, boop, boop. We're going to go drop off the rappers and get on and get everybody to school. Raising children is teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. Okay, so we got Indianapolis in the building. We got Miami, Florida in the building. Of course, I'm representing Chicago. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitch, everybody on Kick, and everybody on YouTube. And everybody on my other Facebook account. Let's get it. I was up listening to someone on YouTube. Not sure who that was. And there's been some talk about the music, things going on with Gunner doing really well with his music, and some of the other rappers aren't doing so well. Young Thug is, 21 Savage, a lot of them, a lot of Atlanta rappers are kind of struggling. And they're saying that's what's behind the F the Streets movement, is to try to make an excuse so they could basically rap with Gunner and overlook all the other rappers that's got snitch allegations and work with them. It is what it is. Maybe later on today I'll talk about the no snitching. They kind of, they're not really going by the real no snitching. They're just throwing everything under no snitching, which no snitching is specific. Maybe I'll talk about that today. I might marathon. But right now, I'm going to talk about the reason some rappers aren't selling their music. I was jonesing this morning. I wanted to go to the studio, but I know I couldn't because I would have to make arrangements. And pretty much, if it would have been just through the week, the way I was jonesing, I probably would have called the engineer and say, "You got time?" And I probably would have went in because I was really feeling it. So I know it's getting close for me to do my first single. I'm really anxious to do my first single. As somebody that's getting ready to be a new rapper, I'm anxious to do my single. But as the businessman that has to manage the rapper, it's more work. So I've never wore those three hats before. I've always wore two. I've always been the CEO of the record label and the executive producer. So I'm trying to wrap my head around being the CEO of the record label, the executive producer, and the rapper. And looking at rap music and trying to see what's going on. I'm anxious though. But they were just talking about the music and they were saying that a lot of people was really just pretty much jealous because Gunna did real well, Pooh Shiesty did real well, and the rest of the rappers aren't doing anything. And they're saying that's what's really behind the F the Streets movement. They ain't selling no records. They want to link up with people like Gunner and other people that they said snitched and try to unify Atlanta rap so that they can get back in the game. I figured it'd be a good time to talk about something to help young rappers and to tell the facts why rap is not doing well like it should. Some people feel like rap is not doing as well as it should because they feel like the new artists aren't as talented, which is not really true, but that's how they feel. Some older brothers feel, that it needs to go back to the old school lyrics and uh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. The the brothers that's stuck in the boom bap type era, I respect the ones that's trying to maintain that sound. I do respect that if that's what you're doing. So if you're, still trying to keep it the same way, the beats the same way, trying to spit bars for the sake of the culture to keep it alive, yeah. But if you're thinking you can make it somewhere with that, no. Do I think the Drake versus Kendrick beef also messed things up? Not really. Not really. That didn't do anything. That didn't that didn't do any damage at all. That didn't do any damage because the West Coast wasn't doing nothing anyway. Uh, the music had switched to a situation where everybody had their fans, smaller groups of fans. So it is switched to you're a drill rapper, boom, you got your fans, this drill rapper got their fans, and they're trying to get back to the day where somebody's got all of the fans, where they can get a big fan base for this rapper, that rapper, which I understand that. But in a gang type culture, you're not going to really build a big fan base because if I'm BD, ain't no GDs or no Black Stones are not going to listen to me. Only BD's going to listen to me. If I'm GD, only GD's going to listen to me. Here in Chicago, if I'm in this gang here and I'm beefing with that one, and that one, that one not going to listen to me. So they kind of into like gang sets. That's not happening. That's not helping anything. But none of those is the reason that the music is not popping. That has nothing to do with it. And there's one thing that everybody's overlooking. The reason the music is not popping. See, let me tell you something. I could go in the studio when I get ready to do this record, my first song, my first few songs. I might do 2 or 3 the first day if I'm feeling hot. Go in there, put a track on, write a hook, start putting some verses together. Now you could build the verses, you could concentrate on your first line, your second line, your third line like that, and slowly you got one verse and this next verse. Nowadays you only need 2 verses. Everybody liked Pooh Shiesty because he rapped for like 4 minutes, which is nobody does anymore. So he did something different that always helps. But mainly Pooh Shiesty took advantage of the press just out of prison. Bam, he took advantage of it. When Young Thug got out of his situation, he didn't drop nothing. He was lollygagging around. You know, a man with his type of connections, if he got out Thursday morning, he's supposed to have a song out Friday morning. He ain't do nothing. I don't know what the hell wrong with Thug. So he didn't take advantage of the situation. And so some people saying it is the Drake versus Kendrick thing. I think I didn't like the results of the Drake versus Kendrick thing. I didn't like the way the fans took it too personal. And the fans, they didn't hurt rap, but they definitely hurt battle rap. Ain't nobody gonna battle rap no more. Because the fans messed it up. The men, these are some of the most feminine men in the history of America. Good to see you, Xavier. So the men messed it up because they was just too feminine. They was like, oh, I love Drake, and Drake is the best, and Drake, and Kendrick, and they just hated Drake. Then you turn around and say you want to see rap battles. You never should have. You should have just respected the battle. Good to see you, Jamal. You should have just respected the battle. You shouldn't have made Drake the enemy. So you had a battle, and it's just supposed to be a rap battle, but a lot of the men wanted to pick a good guy, bad guy, crying hip hop. That's not hip hop. Nobody's supposed to be hated after the battle. So the battle, the men were just far too feminine and disgusting. There was no reason to just hate Drake. It's just like, okay, Kendrick won, let's move on. But no, they didn't. It got real feminine. That was bad for hip hop. The Kendrick Drake battle wasn't bad. The fans, the men were bad for that battle, but that has nothing to do with rap on the radio or songs. But as far as rap battling, why would anybody want to do it as feminine as the men were? I mean, it was I never seen nothing like it. You know, when we was coming up, we wasn't like that. We wasn't tripping on NWA versus Ice Cube. We didn't hate one or the other or nothing like that. Like we didn't hate Cool Mo D because the LL Cool J. It was just like LL1 and hey, let's move on. Nobody did the weirdo stuff now. But that battle did reveal that the young men, because the women was kind of chill, the men were the ones. The young men, uh, there's no music in the school. Nobody takes music, so nobody really know what they was listening to. Because the fact of the matter is, Kendrick pulled that out. He was getting his ass handed to him. Drake killed them, except for they not. Drake had the best songs, but They Not Like Us was way good. Great hook, great delivery, and he won. But he definitely didn't have the best songs in the battle, not even close. He was losing like 5 songs to They Not Like Us. Basically, Drake had like 4 or 5 great songs. Kendrick didn't have nothing good but They Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, he didn't have no good, no memorable songs. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. But if they say so. So that was weird. And it's got a lot to do with, the vibe out here. When people don't take music at school, they're kind of really emotional. They want to have a villain and a good guy. And so I wouldn't say the battle messed up. It didn't mess up no music though. What's messing up the music is the rappers is going in the studio. They coming up with a hook. They constructing a song. They making sure each bar is nice. They making sure that when they saying a verse, they stay on point with what they're trying to say. But they're not uh they're constructing a song. And that's why the music's not doing that good. Even when you look at Kendrick, the main reason Kendrick won is what I'm getting ready to say. Drake was putting together lines, this line, this you, uh, putting it together. When Kendrick made They Not Like Us, he didn't do that. He had something to say. And because he had something to say, the delivery is going to be better. If I go in the studio right now and I make up a hook and I start rhyming and I start building with the rhyme, the song won't have the same amount of fire as if I go in the studio and I already got something to say. So the reason you can tell Pooh Shiesty had something to say. He didn't just write no rhymes. He just didn't write no song. He was express himself. And when you go in the studio, those of you young brothers that want to be in the music business, when you got something to say, your delivery is going to be better. The cadence is going to be better. The overall song is going to be better because you got something to say, and that's going to come across to the audience. But if you just rapping and you just trying to really be slick with the words, that ain't the same as having something to say. And that's why these rappers, that's why they're not selling like that. because they're not going in there with something to say. They're going in there trying to build a song, but they don't have nothing to say. So they're just kind of putting it together and rhyming. It doesn't have the cadence. It doesn't have the vibe. Good to see you, Kathy. Now, I've watched a lot of people. Nobody said that, but I can't expect them to say that. A lot of them not in the music business. A lot of them, I've been in music all the way since a kid. I play classical music. I play a lot of different instruments. I've been DJing, so I'm really a maestro. So I understand that. But that's why the music ain't catching the people. Drake had great songs that was put together great, but he didn't have nothing to say. Kendrick had something to say. They Not Like Us was something to say, and he just dissed Drake on the song. But the song was built about something else. And that's why it came off so powerful. That's why They Not Like Us got so much energy, right? So that's why it has so much energy, right? I'm not really arguing today, right? So that's how he was able to pull it off at the end. You understand? Do I personally like Pooh Shiesty? What do you mean personally? What you mean personally? I don't know what you mean by personally, Lansing. What do you mean like personally? Like what does that mean? Personally, give me the definition. What you mean by personally? Because he got out and I played the song. It was fire. The song was fire. He had his mother at the beginning. I was fire. It was put together really well. He had his mother at the beginning. He had his mother at the beginning. And usually at an intro, the intro would be like 7, 8 seconds. He had his mother on there like for a minute. Nobody done that. Nobody done that. See, he did what he wanted to do. He had something to say. Go back and listen. This mother talked a long time. Tell me any record that's got an intro that long. None. So his mother had something to say. He had something to say. All of that came across on the song. And that song took him right over the top. They're going to listen to the whole album. That song fire too. It's fire. I ain't going to lie, it's fire. It's fire. It's hot before he even rapped. Before Pooh Shiesty said one word, the song was already fired just with the beat in his mother. It was genius. Because his mother, what? She had something to say. Just think about it. Go back and listen to Pooh Shiesty's song he released, The 5 Minute Joy. He had something to say. His mother had something to say. And when people listen to it, that's what's going to make them catch your cadence and your delivery. You're not going to have a great delivery if you don't have nothing to say. That's why a lot of old school rap don't go nowhere, because they trying to rhyme, but they ain't saying nothing. They rhyming, they showing you their rhyming skills, but okay, what's your point in the song? There is none. So it's never going to go nowhere. If you listen to Rakim, he was saying something, thinking of a master plan. Go listen to the song. He had something to say. Yeah, his wordplay was fantastic, but he had something to say. And that's why the song came off so hot. If he would have just been rhyming on that same beat, no matter how cold the rhymes was, if he didn't have something to say, a point, it ain't going to come off. And that's why so many rappers is struggling, because they try to make a really nice song, but they ain't got nothing to say though. You got to have something to say. And the brother that said Kendrick had the best song, he just like a certain type of music. He is not a music expert by far. Drake had the best material by far, not even close. As a matter of fact, it wasn't until he did the last song that the song was even mixed correctly. So I'm not gonna waste my time. None of Kendrick's earlier songs was mixed right. They were half put together. And the only song that was professionally done was "They Not Like Us" when he got with DJ Mustard. All Drake songs was professionally mixed and mastered. Kendrick's wasn't. That's a fact. So I didn't want to talk to somebody that's not into music. If you go back and listen to that, because I was complaining the whole battle. I'm like, why is Kendrick putting out this half music? Like, where's his studio at? Like, who's mixing this stuff? The quality was low on all Kendrick stuff. Quality was really low, extremely low. Yeah, they sounded like SoundCloud. Yeah, the quality was extremely low. That's why I was impressed with Drake, because I'm like, how is he dropping all this high quality songs back to back? That's what made Drake so amazing with that battle, of course. We dealing with a bunch of young people. What do you know? They don't know nothing about that. They like a brother. If a brother's a conscious brother, he gonna say Kendrick won. You know, because Drake make a lot of songs for the ladies and stuff like that. If he don't like that type of music, he not gonna even listen to the battle honestly. He gonna listen to the battle like, oh, he raps my type of rap and my type of genre and my type of mind space, so he won like that. So that's why I can't honor the brother that came over here and said Kendrick had the best songs. He's lying, but that's what he prefers, a Kendrick type artist. You understand? He prefers a Kendrick type artist. K Biz said music is trash. No, not really. Music is not trash, but you don't have a centralized radio station like we used to have, so you don't get to hear all the music. Because when you say music is trash, and I ask you to name 20 new rap songs, you wouldn't be able to name them because you ain't heard them. So we live in a world, K Biz, where you ain't hearing nothing. You don't know what's good and what's not. You don't know what's good. You don't know if it's good songs out here or not. There's artists dropping good songs we'll never get to hear because we don't. It's not like the days with the radio stations. People dropping a whole lot of music. So when you make a blank statement that music is trash, now you're being extreme. You're because you haven't heard music. You haven't heard all the music. Now you could say a lot of the music that you hear is trash, but to just say music is trash is to say that you've heard all the music, which you have not. You have not heard all the music. Because there's brothers dropping fire music, but nobody hearing it. Nobody's hearing it. It's rappers out here dropping bombs, but nobody know who they are. That's a fact. So when you say music is trash, now you're 100% right. Have you heard of Fly Pirate Skins? He trash? You haven't heard of him. Haven't listened to him. K-Biz, have you heard of Fly Pirate Skins? No. Is he trash? Absolutely not. But you haven't heard him. So no, music is not trash. It's just a whole lot of music, and you don't get to hear it unless somebody picks it up. Thank you very much, Kathy. I'll support the channel. You don't get to hear it unless like somebody promotes it. That's why I'm glad they got rid of them people up there in New York, because that guy wasn't supposed to be running that station up there. He was from California, and he didn't really play New York music, so he never gave a lot of people no opportunity. I'm glad they fired him. He didn't give nobody no opportunity to even hear the music. So that's another problem. We don't get to hear the music out here. Back when the radio was popular, you got to hear most of the good music because only people that had the money and the backing to go in the studio could even make a record. But now anybody can make a record. Anybody can make a song rather. And so but there's nowhere to hear all the songs. So then if you know that this rapper's kind of famous and this rapper's kind of famous, then you're going to go listen to their songs. And then if their song's not no good, you're going to say the music's not no good. But there's a whole bunch of other rappers that's got songs better than them, but nobody knows who those rappers are. So then the rap gets a bad name because you might listen to 21 Savage and his album might not be no good. Whereas Fly Pirate Skin's album is fire, but you don't know who he is. So because you can only listen to the one you know who they are, give you the impression that the music is trash, but it's not. You don't get to hear all the music. Always remember that. You don't get to hear all the music. I forgot, but thousands of songs come out a day now. Because you can record from home and you can get a good mix, you can get a good master right from home now. Seriously. But the main reason is because the rappers are forgetting to have something to say. I don't know. You might just be biased. I don't know. K Biz, that's just your personal opinion. I disagree. I disagree. Because the 2000s was fire. 2010, right there, you lost. The 80s and 90s, 2000 to 2010 was fire. You left that out. So right there, we know you don't talk about. We know you don't know what you're talking about. Some people would say 2000 to 2010 was better than the 80s. Facts. Some people would say that. Some people would say with the Jay-Z and 50 Cent and all that was better than the 80s. Some people would challenge you, K-Biz. Some people would challenge you. Some people would challenge and say 2000 to 2010 was better than the 80s. A lot of people would say that. A lot of people would say that. A lot of people would say 2000 to 2010 was better than the 80s. Oh, yeah. For sure. But I don't like to talk to people like UK Biz because people have preferences. I don't know your age. I don't know if your mind's open. You just be talking to closed minded people and people that don't got an open mind. You know how that go. They just stuck on, they just be stuck. I'll end up arguing with somebody that don't even really listen to music that much. So I don't know your background. I don't know if you're qualified to debate. I don't know. I don't know your qualifications. So what do you want me to say? That's your opinion, though. But it's not. It can't be verified because we can't verify who you are and what you've been listening to and all of that. But I know music from 2000 2010 was fire. I don't know what you're talking about. Name me five artists that came out from in 2000 2010. Some of the best. Some of the best. You know what I'm saying? The 80s had some pretty good music. 80s was good, but the 80s the 80s wasn't the best in hip hop because hip hop didn't really take off. Hip hop didn't really take off in the 80s. So he just talking. He just talking. Hip hop in the 80s was nothing, to be honest with you, because the 80s didn't take off until I got back to LA. The 80s didn't take off till like 85, 86. Wasn't no good rap in 1980. Who? When I went to California, there was no good rap. None. So you see, he don't know what he's talking about. I got out of school in 1976. There was no good rap in 1980. It was some all right rap, but it wasn't. It was a lot of garbage in some all right rap. Rap City and all that stuff didn't take off till the late 80s. There wasn't no Rap City or none of that. It wasn't none of that. The Cool Mo D versus LL Cool J. I wouldn't call Cool Mo D high quality rap though. We talking about rap, bro. We talking about rap, right? Look what he talking about. See? Look, he said checkmate. We talk about rap. He talking about Michael Jackson, and he said checkmate. Okay, yeah. Come back tomorrow, bro. Look, the title say rappers. He said Michael Jackson, and he said checkmate. Unbelievable. I thought he was talking about rap. We talking about rap. I had no idea. He just talking about. If we just talk about music, the 70s beat the 80s. See what I'm saying? Just talking. Hey, if he just talk about music, this music beat the 80s, this is the 70s. See, you know, just talking. He just talking, bro. He don't know what he talking about. Sometimes when people want to debate, they'll just say anything. They'll just be trying to win, either whether it even make no sense. He don't even know what the subject is about. You know, that's why arguing sometimes make you look bad, make a fool out of yourself. I'm thinking when he talking about rap, he said Michael Jackson. I said, oh hell no. I thought school was out today. I didn't know that. I know the yellow school bus was still running. He said Michael Jackson. Man, you can't make this stuff up. This internet reveals a lot of comprehension. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all support the channel. Much respect, Quay. That man said Michael Jackson. Then he said checkmate. I said Michael Jackson. I was confused for a minute. I didn't know. Michael, I thought we talking about rap. The title says rap. Unbelievable. Lord have mercy. Somebody come get that baby. Lord have mercy. But the real reason that rappers aren't selling today as much as they could is because of the format, the way we're making songs. And the songs are being constructed as you go. And a song that's being constructed as you go is not ever going to be as good or have the energy. It still might be a really good song, don't get me wrong, but it won't have the energy of a thought you got or an idea you're trying to express. And so when you got an idea you're trying to express and you rap it, it comes across, it touches the people more than when you just construct a song to sound good and to rhyme. And you got a nice hook and this and that. It's good. But if it if you not don't really have a message or something you're trying to say, it's gonna be hard to sell. You can tell Pooh Shiesty has something to say. That's why he rapped that long. He had to get stuff off his chest after being locked up. So he been in there writing and thinking, and he had something to say, and that's why that song come across like that. That's why he delivering it like that, and that's why he's selling through the gate. Whereas 21 Savage, he just rapping. That's why. That's why they saying that they cheated and said he sold 37,000 copies that he really didn't sell. That the bots did it. They used bots to run his numbers up. So all that after streets, at the same time you got caught using bots. Okay, I see what's going on. You trying to shut the news down that you lied about your sales and you use bots on some weird website to say you got all these sales and they caught you. They caught you and they took away your sales and said you was cheating, that you didn't have them. Okay, I get it. You understand? But you can listen to 21 Savage and tell in his songs that he don't really got nothing to say. He just trying to rhyme. He gotta get something to say. That's the key for your song, for your music to touch people. You have to have something to say. That's why NBA Youngboy and Dirk is so big, because they be really having something to say when they write them songs. Them songs be from the chest. They don't just get there and just make up no rhymes. Listen to Dirk. Listen to NBA Youngboy. You can tell Youngboy be having something to say. He don't just be rapping. That's why he at the top of the game. Him and Dirk, they songs, they be having something to say. They be really saying something. They got an issue that they be trying to express. And that comes across. That's why everybody like it. Y'all support the channel. Shout out to Quaylen. Shout out to Kathy. Y'all hit that Cash App, Super Chat, all that. You understand? So that's really, I wanted to really express that because I've seen people talking about what's going on with the music, and I never really seen anybody hit the mark on what's really, really going on. I haven't seen nobody really hit the mark on why some people not doing as good with their music and why others are. You understand? because they're not writing them in a way where they got something to say. If you listen to Jay-Z when he was hot, it was always like he had something to say. It wasn't like he was just rapping. It was like he was trying to make a point, like the song makes a point. He's trying to tell you something. He's not just rapping. You listen to Biggie, he trying to tell you something. You listen to Tupac, they trying to tell you something. They're not just rapping. You can't just rap. You got to get on the song and tell the people something. And it's going to come across. And so I don't think it's the artist. I just think the new way we started making songs kind of got the songs don't grab you enough because, we make songs different now. You go in the studio, boom, you make up a hook. You really don't have nothing to say, right? Yeah, the Ghetto Twins, you really don't have nothing to say. And you start saying verse and they're like, okay, punch me in, punch me in, punch me in. And you just finish making a song, but you didn't really have nothing to say. So now the delivery it don't have what it takes to grab the audience. If you're not delivering something, then nobody could grab the package. In order for me to get the package, you got to deliver it. I can't get the package if you don't deliver the package. And that's where a lot of the artists got to start having something to say. So it used to be your album, you had something to say. The album was you having something to say. And you had at least 3 songs that expressed what you wanted to say. Right? So you want to tell them, I want to get rich or die trying. And then you express that. See what I'm saying? Listen to the name of the song. Get rich or die trying. Trying to tell you something. I got something on my mind. I'm finna get rich or die trying. So now when you rapping that, we gonna feel that. You telling me something. That's what young rappers gonna have to do if they want to build a fan base back up. They gonna buy it. They talk about the after streets and all that, and Pooh Shiesty came out and sold all them records talking about the streets. So Pooh Shiesty proved everything they saying is wrong. That they still want that music, but you got to deliver it. He delivering, and they not. They not. Why? Because he got something to say. Young Thug don't never sound like he got nothing to say. It just sound like noise. The producer, depends on the producer. If he's a beginning producer, he'll be like, listen, Pharaoh, give me this, and that's it. I say, do I owe you? Do I need to put you on the publishing? They like, nah, you just flat. And so it depends on the level of the producer. A lot of times, if it's a new producer, they don't care. A lot of times, if it's a new producer or producer got a whole bunch of beats and they say, I gotta go ahead. But then in some cases, when you go and you do your split sheet, you got to get them, got to put them down with the publishing and all that. You know what I'm saying? SG is doing good, yeah. So you got to go and, so it depends on the producer. Some producers want a whole lot of money for their beat. But yeah, some producers, you have to do percentages. I do percentages even if the producer tell me it's all right. When I go and I register my song for ASCAP, whoever, I'll email him or call him and be like, "What's your name?" He like, "Why?" I'm finna give you your 50% on the production or 25% or whatever I'm gonna give him. They say, "For real?" "Yeah." Boop boop. I put them down. All they got to do is have ASCAP, and be able to get their money. Like I just got some beats from Block on the Track. He do stuff for Katie Got Bands for my project. He said he don't want nothing. It's flat fee. And to see you got to add some flat fee because you'll get a beat from dude. Don't be that clear on that. Then put it out. Now he talking about he he want half of the song and all that when he told you flat fee. So you got to ask the producer. Also, you got to ask the producer for exclusive rights. You got to ask for exclusive rights. Because if not, they could sell a beat to somebody else. You have to be clear. Is this exclusive? If not, he could sell a beat to 5 people. He sell a beat to somebody famous. They go publishing everything, and now your song, you got to pull your song because he owned it. He bought the full rights. You didn't. You was just allowed to use the song. So you have to be clear. Is this I want to buy out. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Exclusive rights. See, young Thug wanted to be a rock star. He wanted to wear his nails done, lipstick and all that. He wanted to go the Marilyn Manson way. But the guys that was putting the money up didn't want him to do that because they had to keep defending him because people was picking on him saying he was a sissy. So they made him take all that fingernail polish and lipstick and all that stuff off. So Thug didn't, the street stopped him from going the direction he wanted to go. He wanted to come in on some weirdo stuff, which he would have made a lot of money in the European out there like that. He wanted to come in like some rock star stuff. He didn't want to come in on no slime. You understand? Young Thug didn't want to come in doing no slime and stuff. He wanted to come in like Marilyn Manson. You see what I'm saying? That's the only reason he was beefing with Rich Homie Quan, but he really didn't fall off based on what I'm saying, a master, because he never wanted to do the music he was doing when he started beefing with Rich Homie Quan. He was in the hood with a bunch of hood dudes. He wanted to do stuff his way, and the hood dudes was like, nah, 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 because people was beating him up, calling him a sissy and all that, right? So they was like, nah, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm going to show you where you can go get all this information. Go right here. Go right here. Check this live out right here. And he'll tell you everything. Okay? Go check this brother right here. This is Young Thug's sister, right? Sister's baby daddy. So this the one had a baby by Young Thug's sister. He tell it all. Go check it out. Go check out. Go follow music, MUSIZ 101. And check this out. Young Thug exposed by his sister baby daddy. Thug not like that. He tell the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? See, he wanted to be like this with the fingernail polish and all that. He wanted to do the rock and roll look. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really fall off. He was always doing something he never wanted to do. He never wanted to do none of that. But he had no money and he didn't have no protection. And they was beating him up, putting him in garbage cans and stuff. He was a skinny kid. So he had to ride with the Bloods for protection to even do shows. Doug used to go do concerts, Doug used to go do rap battles. A contest and win the money and come out. They used to beat him up and take his money, take his clothes, take his money. So we had to get the gang protection, but the gang like we can't protect you with no lipstick on and no fingernail polish. Dude, I just show you, he the one came out with the king slime and all that. They the ones made him a gangster. He ain't no gangster. He wanted to be rock and roll. Marilyn Manson, he wanted to go in that direction. So they messed Doug up. Basically. Yeah, they messed him up. He wanted to go in another direction, which he would have been bigger than life. Never would have went to jail or nothing. Man, he would have been huge. It would have took him a little while to accept him, but he would have blew with this whole LGBTQ. Man, that man would have been bigger than everybody right now. Because he's talented, though. Young Thug is talented. Don't make no mistake about it. Very talented. Always been talented since he showed. He just not doing the music that he really wanted to do. That's why he went and tried to put the dresses and stuff right back on. You know what I'm saying? He had something to say, but in another world, not in this world, he don't really got nothing to say in this world. So how you gonna sell records when he ain't living his true life? He can't say what he really want to say. Like, that's the real reason some rappers ain't selling records like that. Because they ain't got nothing to say. You got to have something to say for your emotions to be in the record. You understand? Back in the day, in the 70s and stuff, when they used to write records for the artists, the key what they used to do back with these records is they would make you take on the emotion of the writer. Right? So if I write a song, we would work with you to make you take on the emotions of the song. You understand? So when you look at an R&B singer, if he don't really sing that song like he really trying to tell you he love her, ain't nobody gonna believe him. It ain't gonna pop. So they was taught them how to actually take what I'm saying and make it what you saying. You can't just sing what I told you to sing. You have to feel it and you have to mean it. So when you get out there and say, I love you, woman, and all that, you have to mean it. It was easy for the R&B singers to say it because they on stage and women is out there and they crooning the women, so they would be able to take on the emotion in the song. But if you just got out there and I wrote you a love song and you sang it, but you didn't really sound like you really love nobody, the song wouldn't go nowhere. So the rappers, they not rapping like they not rapping about nothing like they really, like you really mean it. They not like thinking of a master plan. They're not rapping like that. They're not rapping like Dr. Dre and Eazy-E, and I can go on and on, Ice-T. They was rapping like they really had something to say. Now they kind of like rapping because it's a hot record. That's cool. Yeah, it's a hot record, but it ain't gonna come across. Once again, that's why Kendrick won, because he has something to say, and Dre was just writing diss records. Didn't really have nothing to say. Kendrick didn't write a diss record. Kendrick came out with They Not Like Us, which is not a diss record, but put diss in the record. You could tell when he got to the part we started talking about down in Atlanta when we was in slavery and all that. That's what that record was really about. And he just put the diss in there. So it had more of a feeling. And that's why he won the battle. After he was getting creamed, he was getting smashed. He won one good song to like 5 good songs. Drake had like 5 or 6 fire songs. Kendrick had that one, but that one was way up here and the 5 was down here. Because the 5 was good songs, but the one song had something to say. They Not Like Us had something to say. That's why it went everywhere. Because people took it, they never used it against black people. Took it saying white people not like us. That's how black people took it. Black people didn't take that song. When black people sang that song, it had nothing to do with Drake. It was like they not like us. So nobody wasn't thinking about Drake. When we heard that song, we wasn't thinking about Drake. That song to black Americans, that song didn't have nothing to do with Drake when we used to sing it. That song with us saying we all that. And ain't nobody like us. It didn't have nothing to do with Drake. Think about it. Think about when black people like They Not Like Us. It blew up because it didn't have to have nothing to do with Drake. It was genius. He wrote a song and dissed Drake, but he wrote a song that didn't have nothing to really do with Drake and just threw the disc in there. Because when he say They Not Like Us, he could be talking about Canada, but he not. Or he wouldn't have mentioned slavery. Yeah, when he threw the part about slavery in there, boom, see, he was smart. He said, let me go make a good record because I cannot deal with this dude this for this because he was getting mocked. Drake was killing him. Drake dropped one disc that had 3 songs on it. Shit was fire. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Ooh, I just really, really want to take it easy. Man, that song was fire. I don't care what nobody, he was killing that boy. Man, he was killing them. It's like the first record, then the middle record's all right, then the last one it's 3 on one song. The first one and the last one, fire. He was killing them. I was doing it live. I should have left that up. I took that down, I think. I should have downloaded that and I should have posted it back up. He did the AI lyrics of voice. Yeah, but he really just lost because They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us was like a super record. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick dropped a super record. It don't matter what he would have did after They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us is a record that would have blew up even without a beat. Because when you make a record, right, Jamal, a lot of times the key is a hook. And man, whoever came up with They Not Like Us, man, everybody in the music business wish they could have came up with that hook. You know what I'm saying? They Not Like Us. And then you got the right producer. You got DJ Mustard. They're not dun. They not like us. They not like us. Just like that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. That would have been a big hit no matter when. And then Kendrick got the perfect person to deliver it. I mean, it was just unfortunate for Drake. One of the coldest records made just happened to get made while he was beefing. It's almost like they had a record already and Kendrick was losing and say, should I take this and do it? They say, yeah, go ahead. Mm, you know, Squabble Up is a West Coast record. You know what I'm saying? Crip Walk type record. Nobody in Chicago gonna bang Squabble Up. It's a West Coast record, which is what you want to do. You want to rep the hood. So Squabble Up gonna do good in Cali. We don't squabble. We pop motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We don't no squabble up. We knock down. You know what I'm saying? So that record Squabble Up ain't gonna do nothing over here, boy. We ain't squabble. We don't squabble up. You know what I'm saying? So Chicago, we ain't trying to hear no squabble up. We ain't trying to dance in no Converses. You know what I'm saying? No cut off Dickies. Nah. You know what I'm saying? So nah, that record in Chicago, nah, squabble. Yeah, nah, we don't squabble. You know what I'm saying? That's a record the Mexicans are like that. Yeah, home squabble up, West Coast. Smart though. It's a good record. It's a good record to represent where you from. But it ain't nothing else on that album like They Not Like Us. Here's They Not Like Us, and here's the rest of the album. You know what I'm saying? But that's so far you can ride it. You can ride that one song. And every now and then, it's not that often you get a song that big. That's rare to get the right beat, and the right hook. Score big with that one. But that other stuff, because he ain't the best artist over there. The girl, the best artist by far. The female's the best artist on that label over there. He's second. He not good as her, but it's rap. You know what I'm saying? He got a name, but he not good as Shorty. Not to me. I thought at the Super Bowl they should have let her do 2 or 3 songs. They cheated her. I didn't really like Kendrick at the Super Bowl. It was corny to me. Super Bowl, he was whack. You know, I didn't like the performance. It wasn't like Dr. Dre and Snoop and them when they was out there. It was all right, but I didn't like it. But I don't like Kendrick like that. I never really liked Kendrick, even when he had a pool full of liquor and all that. I just never liked dude. But in music, I understand that there's different tastes for some. So I ain't gonna say he ain't no good, right? Because there's different tastes for different artists when you're in the music business, and there's a big genre that'll like him because he making multicultural money, based on his wife. It's him and his wife. His wife is, kind of like a foreign kind, right? So he could get to like the international. His shows is kind of like plays, you know what I'm saying? So it's smart. Don't get me wrong. It's fire as far as international because different races feel like they can go support Kendrick. They don't feel like he real black like that. They feel like he more multicultural. So he makes, and he's always been like that. His show's always been weird costumes, dances, a whole bunch of dancers, that kind of. It's like it's a different type of energy, which in music you need that. Don't get me wrong, you need variety. So that's why he's a superhero in rap, because he's the only rapper able to do that. Ain't nobody else able to get outside the basic rap stuff but him. He was the only one able to put that, you know what I'm saying? He's the only one able to put that whole show together like that. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna always have a big international audience. But I give Drake a lot of props because that's not Drake Lane. So I just don't like the way. Well, people ain't into music, so I understand. But Drake jumped in a lane he not even in for the culture. He don't get no respect. Dre ain't no battle rapper. Dre make songs for ladies. But he rolled up his sleeves and jumped out there for the other brother with the gym shoes and the dreadlock. That was his battle. Drake took his battle where he punked out. He the one kicked that battle wall and then punked out, and Drake stepped up, and now everybody hate Drake when Drake took the other punk's battle. Don't nobody ever want to get. Yeah, that was J. Cole's battle. J. Cole was the first one dropped a diss record. He dropped a diss record, dissing Kendrick with the song, and started all that, and then said, "I don't want to battle," and let Drake take on his battle. Now Drake get the bad rap for that punk J. Cole. I'll never listen to J. Cole no more. J. Cole is a lame. How you gonna start a beef and then punk out with his punk ass? How you the one start the beef and punk out and leave Drake, who makes songs for ladies, to battle your battle? I love Kendrick. Man, I'll never listen to J. Cole. And I ain't gonna let that's not gonna go away. I'm gonna stand on his neck till the end of time. Every time he try to make a move, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna stand on his neck. I can't stand J. Cole. I can't stand J. Cole. The big three song started it, but this the one really kicked it off. Nobody took it serious till this. I remember for real. Nobody really cared until this. Nobody really cared like that. That's a fact. It wasn't serious until he the one went out there and made all that noise like that. J. Cole was the one wanting smoke. I documented the whole thing. J. Cole the one wanting smoke. They did this song. Then he responded. And then J. Cole jumped out the window and then punked out. So then Drake stood up and said, "Okay, I'll do it then." Now everybody want to hate on Drake and give J. Cole a pass, which is some bull to me. J. Cole was the one with the business. Nothing wouldn't have kicked off. Nothing wouldn't have kicked off if it wasn't for J. Cole. That's a fact. The first hard, direct shot at Kendrick was right here. Drake had not shot no hard, single, direct shot at Kendrick. J. Cole did it and then started copping pleas. And then Drake stepped up and they ain't even Drake Lane. That's why, to me, Drake one of my favorite rappers. He one of the hardest rappers in the game. To me. To be a dude that makes songs for ladies and to jump in that battle, to me, is super honorable and was serving dude too. I was on here live. He was serving the hell out of Kendrick. He was doing Kendrick dirty. He was killing them. Kendrick dropped one song, Drake dropped three. I mean, he was the same night I was over here, and they'd be like, Kendrick dropped another song. I listened to it, and by the time we get through listening to it, like Drake dropped another one. Like, damn. He was killing that boy. Better production. He was killing Kendrick. He was killing Kendrick. One thing, people be biased and they don't tell the truth. Neither one of them ain't from Chicago, so what the hell I care? I'm going to call it like it was. Drake was stomping them out, and then he dropped They Not Like Us. Because he was losing bad. He was losing real bad. Of course, people going to turn history around. You got these conscious type dudes. And then you got a lot of brothers. They never liked Drake anyway because the ladies like it. So a lot of brothers that ain't no players, they don't like nobody the ladies like. You know how that go. So a lot of people they don't like no songs that the ladies like. So they didn't like Drake anyway. You know. But I like Drake because, it's for the ladies. Shit. Yeah. But he killed Kendrick on Family Matters. Man, he stomped dude in the ground. Dogged him. It was like one song, but it had three songs in one song. He didn't get no props for that much material. He was dropping more material. He dropped way more material. Kendrick dropped one song. Drake dropped 3 tracks the same night. And it was fire. They don't give Shorty no props. Drake Cole though. Drake better than Kendrick. But Kendrick can rap, he good. But he ain't no better songwriter and don't make no songs better than Kendrick. Kendrick make weirdo stuff. But I mean, weirdos need love too. Don't get me wrong. But and I ain't picking up no Shorty and putting on no Kendrick. I'm gonna put on Drake. If I'm going on a date, when he called him that wouldn't have made no difference if he didn't have They Not Like Us. No matter what he would have called him, wouldn't have made no difference. He just hit him with the baddest song. They Not Like Us is one of the greatest rap songs made. So Drake just caught one of the greatest rap songs ever made in the beef. It's just unfortunate. Like if you listen to all the other big rap battles, they'll say this was a big rap song, no Vaseline and hit 'em up and all that. But They Not Like Us, they gonna just say they ain't gonna say that's a battle song. They just gonna say that's one of the greatest rap songs. Think about it. Every other song in the battle is gonna be only great as a battle song. But They Not Like Us is great as a song. So Drake caught it straight. He's down. Drake, he like hit him with the day down like us. Bob, Bob. Drake like, oh, what happened? He dropped the bomb on his head. Cause it's not gonna go down as a battle song. It's gonna go down as a great rap song. It's a great song. They play it everywhere because it's just a great song. It's a hook. It's a great hook. It's the things we dream, but we dream about coming up with a beat like that, with a hook like that. Donna, Donna, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Donna, come on, man. If you producing and you can get your hands on something like that, boy, you be happy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So Drake just caught a, a stray. He'll be all right. I don't like the fans taking it personal and all that though. Hey, I ain't like that. But I don't have no problem with them calling them all that because Drake says something about somebody sleep with your wife. The baby ain't really yours and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's all fair. I think it's all fair. They should go. I just think us as an audience, I don't think we supposed to take it personal once it's over. I don't think like once it's over, we should hate Biggie or hate Pac once the battle over. Now for the shootings and all that, yeah, people getting beat up and set up, yeah, you might get mad over that, you man. But just over the battle, okay, boom, Pac washed you. All right, but it ain't like, oh, hate Biggie. That's too much. That take the nobody ain't gonna want to battle if it's gonna end in hate. That's why a lot of the rap fans is phony. I've seen a lot of men talk real hip hop and all that. As soon as you got some real hip hop and you got a battle between Drake and them, then boom. Was Drake is that? I don't know. I ain't the police. I don't know. I ain't the police and I ain't God. So that's for you to decide. What you asking me for? I don't know. I don't dig into no people business, nothing like that. I'm a G. Until he go to court for it, I don't know. I don't do feminine internet gossip shit. I don't know what that man is. I would have to watch it in court TV and see evidence like a G. But as far as me saying what somebody is with no evidence, we don't do that where I'm from. We don't do that. I don't know. That was the feminine part of the battle, the feminine men that got into that part. That's what ruined the battle. The feminine men got into the gossip part and all that part. Want to say he this and he that like a girl. I don't really do all that. If it's true, he should be in jail. He not in jail, then it ain't true. It's real simple. But as far as me, I don't do gossip. I don't do no gossip. I don't do no accusations. I don't do none of that shit. I don't bear false witness on my neighbor. There's a penalty for bearing false witness. And if you don't know, it's false witness. It's gossip. I don't do gossip. I don't know what Drake. I don't know where Drake. Who Drake been with? I don't know. Just like I don't know if that's Kendrick's baby. I don't know. That's somebody asked me, well, is that Kendrick's friend baby? I don't know. I don't know none of the gossip part. It's just a battle to me. You a man? What's your name? Ballet said. You a dude? How old are you? Cause that ain't even G right there. Just even inquiring about that ain't masculine. I got toxic masculinity. Um, We live in a world with this internet. Somebody can come and say, Pharaoh said that is this and that. And feminine dudes will just run with it. It'd be all over the internet. They ain't got to have no nothing, proof or nothing. All they got to do just somebody just say it. They say it, it's like it's law. They ain't seen nothing. They don't know me. They don't know nothing or nothing. Just anybody could get on the internet, say anything about you right now, and people want you to prove yourself against the accusation, but don't want the people with the accusation to prove the accusation. They want you to prove something didn't happen that ain't even been proved did happen. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit. I don't know nothing about all that. It's a battle. Somebody might say anything. I didn't get into that part. I didn't get into the gossip, who slept with who, where Kendrick White been. I ain't get into that part. I just getting into the dissing and that's it. I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? Just ask me that just so you don't know me. Common sense would have told you. Let me ask you something. You thought I would answer that? That's like y'all don't know the G code. Anybody know the G code? No, I wouldn't even answer that. I wouldn't answer that. I got toxic masculinity. I ain't doing no gossip. I want to talk about the rap part. I don't want to talk about the gossip part. I don't do that. That's what I don't like about feminine men taking that part of the battle and then just dealing with that instead of the battle, taking the feminine part. The he said that you was this part of the battle, and then don't like Drake on the feminine side, and they ain't dealing with the battle. Ain't nobody else gonna want to battle like that. Who gonna want to battle? Who gonna want to battle? Then they turn around 3 years from now and say, bring back real hip hop. And they, no, nobody want to battle. Nobody gonna bring that back because the audience go too far. Especially the social media. See, we used to have social media, so once it was said, it was over with. You couldn't question Easy E, couldn't question Ice Cube what Easy E said, couldn't question Easy E, so it would just be over. But now with the internet, they'll take a battle, they'll take some words out of it, and they'll just make a mountain out of a molehill, just mess up the whole battle, turn it to some girly shit. But I can't even leave that over here because you know that mess up my male. You messing up my testosterone with the question you being over here. I don't know nobody business. Go look it up if you really want to know. You could look it up on your own. What you asking me for? It's like somebody asked you something. They already got an idea what they believe. But was it true though? I don't know. Do you wear men's underwear? You know what I'm saying? The fuck? I don't know. What you asking me for? You know what I'm saying? What? See, for the young brothers watching me, I know y'all on the internet. You know, outside, you know what happened to you functioning like that? And you ask the wrong dude the wrong stuff, he gonna be like, what you asking me for? No, no, what you asking me for? What you trying to say? And that turned into something outside. Yeah, that question outside to the wrong brother, that'll turn into something. You put dude wanna know what you asking me for. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get it, he gonna check you, it's gonna go bad. Like sometimes zip it, you know? I don't know nothing about that. I don't know Drake, I don't know Kendrick, I don't know. Um that's the part of the song that the lames took to ruin the song, to ruin the battle. I really didn't like him saying that, putting that certified in there. I didn't like that. I thought that was foul. To me, that was foul. That was below the belt to put that in there. But in a way, if you said that this ain't my baby and somebody slept with my baby mama, it is fair though. It is fair because you didn't put my baby in it. You know what I'm saying? So it is fair. I didn't like it, but it was fair. Drake should have left the kids and family out of it. If y'all gonna beef, y'all gonna battle, leave the wives out, leave the children out, leave them out, and just battle about each other. Leave the girlfriends out. Don't start bringing up my baby mama, my ex girlfriend, my wife, all this, my kids. Leave that part out. So, Drake went too far to me. He went too far. So he getting everything he deserved because he shouldn't have mentioned Kendrick baby mama and who baby it is and all this. Bro, you tripping. See, that's feminine. See, right there, Drake, that was feminine. Just diss Kendrick, man. Leave his, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Your best friend slept. That's snitching too. Your best friend slept with your baby mama. Oh, okay. You's a rat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it honest. I don't give a damn about Kendrick or Drake. Fuck both of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? That was some rat. Drake was on some ratty rat. That was some ratty rat right there. I don't like that part. I don't like that part. Tupac's was right because if he really did hit Faith, that's fair. You claim to be a player, but I banged this chick the other day. That's fair if he really did that because it ain't no speculation. He said he did it. He didn't say, I heard your boy slept with her. See, that's where it's feminine. Tupac didn't say, I heard your boy slept with your wife. No. He said, you came to be a player, but I effed your wife. That's fair. That ain't gossip. That might be factual. According to the way Faith been answering the question since Biggie gone, sound like he did knock that back. And witnesses said he did. That's fair. But if he would have said, you claim to be a player, but your boy, but Charlie slept with your wife, that would have been like, bro, what? That's gossip. You know what I'm saying? That's gossip. So yeah, Drake, you know, he got what he deserved. He got his ass handed to him. Bringing up that man wife like that. Like it need to be some rules of engagement. Like, don't be bringing up significant others. That, and they got children. You know what I'm saying? That's too much. If you diss my child's mother, you dissing my child's mother and my child. You put yourself in a bad situation right there. You didn't went too far. I'm from the era far as you can go is diss my mama. You could diss my mama though. We diss mamas. You know what I'm saying? Your mama, we'll do with that. We less protective of mama than we is our woman and our child's mother. We don't care nothing about what you say about mama. We know it's just some nonsense anyway. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even really that serious. We know that's just a joke. You know what I'm saying? When you say my mama's something, ain't nobody get offended by that. We know you capping. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to say something crazy. Cool. But you start talking about my child's mother and all this and all that. You a predator like Diddy, you going after dudes, babies, mamas. You know what I'm saying? Diddy got a long road ahead messing with that boy son mama. That's gonna go bad. I know people that take that job. I ain't saying me, I'm just saying. I'm not saying me. I'm not saying I want no type of violence or nothing. I'm just saying there's people would get at Puff over that on the streets. We would consider that an extreme violation. All the women out here, you went and did that, you on some real hater shit. You know what I'm saying? You trying to totally disrespect other brothers. I sure couldn't be locked up with Puff. I don't like that kind of shit right there. Cause I always put myself with somebody else's, and I'm thinking, oh, you would do me like that, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like if when you respect a person that do something to somebody that you wouldn't like them to do with you, you a lame. Cause how can you respect somebody do something that if they did it to you, it'd be horrible? You know, if I don't want you to do it to me, I don't want to see you do it to no other brother. Like it's certain lines you cross. And if you go, Puff was the worst. He every man he know, he go after day woman, all the women out here. He meet you, he don't want these other women. He want the one you got. Then he meet this brother, he want the one he got. Puff is like the worst type of black man ever. All these women out here. Imagine I hang out with Quaylen. It's 5 women at the club and his woman. Out of the other 4, out of it's 4 women here, ain't with nobody. I want to talk to his. See, that's when you get on some Luciferian. That's when you're on some Luciferian. That's too much. And so any man that support Pop, stay away from him. Because that means he'll do that. There's no decent man that would support Pop. That's why that weirdo in New York with the hat on that was out there that went against reparations, he loved Puff so much. Never don't have your woman around that brother. Because for him to accept Puff with that behavior, that tell you what kind of dude he is. What is his name? Sean something? Sean G or whatever? Yeah, dude. I would never go around that dude. The fact he accept that type of behavior, that tell you what kind of scumbag he is. Because ain't no decent man gonna support Puff. Especially when dudes said they went to sleep and they woke up sore. And you support this dude, and little Rob told you fell asleep. You support Puff, and little Rob said he went to sleep and he woke up sore, and that's your man's, and you was in prison. What was you doing in prison? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I ain't making no accusations, but you was in prison. On the side note, brother, if you do ever find yourself in prison, your friend, the one that's trying to be your friend, that's the one gonna set you for the oo-wop to the school wop. Oh yeah. Oh man, you good? I got you. Yeah, him. Yeah, I don't even watch Sanji since he got that disrespect and reparations. I don't know what he do. He probably still on the Diddy train, looking sus as hell. Ain't nobody standing up for Diddy. And Diddy is a weirdo. That's crazy. I don't really mess with nobody I want around my daughters or my wife or my mother or my auntie. You know? Mm-mm. or my son. And my son wake up sore. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know what's up with these people on this internet. These people crazy as hell. The internet's been healing for me though. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's calming me down. So I like the internet. It's helping me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the internet helped me a lot. I gotta, blow stuff off. You know what I'm saying? So it's been good therapy for me. He be eating chitlins on YouTube? Seriously? I don't know. I ain't never watched them since then. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I don't be hating on brothers like over and over. Like once I see you ain't nothing, I just unfollow you, and then that's just it. It's like you never existed. So I ain't really thought about dude until I started talking about weirdos and Puff. I never watched him no more, but I was just wondering he's still supporting Puff with all that behavior. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way you gonna support, Diddy, man. Diddy out of line. Like that. Oh yeah, he of course you know, Jamal, this like this. YouTube people gonna sell their soul for views. You see, I only got 80 people over here. That's why I only got 80 people. Now I can get 500 people, but I gotta sell my soul. I can't say what I want to say. I gotta say what's gonna make a lot of people come over here. So some people they just want the money and the views, and they gonna say whatever to get the views. So you really gotta have some integrity if you want to be a content creator, or you're gonna sell your soul, and you're gonna say whatever gonna get you the views. So that's why my channel be moving so slow. I can't do it. I only want to talk about what I really want to talk about. I don't want to talk about what gonna just get views. I don't hate on people that do that because I feel like that's your lane. If you report stories like Flacco and stuff, I support that. What I don't support is me getting in Flacco lane, doing what Flacco doing. That's where it's foul at. Let Flacco do what Flacco do and let me do what I do. And stop copying other people. That's not even you. They doing that. That's really them. That's what they do. So I ain't got no problem with people that do that authentically. I got problems that people go copy that, and that ain't even what you do. Because I watch all the gossip channels. That's how I know what's going on the net. I watch Flacco every day because he lets you know what's going on. And that's a good hustle if that's what you really want to do, get in it. That's a good hustle. Get your YouTube channel, monetize it, watch it all 24 hours. As soon as something happens, jump on there quick and report it. You're gonna get a lot of views because somebody got to report what's going on. And then you just report it. But it's hard work. You really got to work your number. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what's up with that. If you run a rap or you want to get into rap and you want to make it in rap, make sure that you have something to say on at least 3 or 4 songs on the album. Okay? There's different ways to make songs, but make sure you make some songs that's just strictly based on you saying what you want to say. You got a message. And then you write according to that. Okay? You got to have something to say. Then there's other ways where you got the beat, you write a hook, and then you just build the song in, but you can't do your whole album like that. The album still got to have some substance where it's something you want to say and you get a pen and a pad and you write down according to that subject matter what you want to express. That's what the audience is going to feel, whether it be love, dating, money, life, whatever. What's going to make you a success is expressing yourself. So even the brothers trying to bring back the old school rap with the bars, it's not going to work unless they add the bars with expressing themselves. They got to express themselves. And they just think they could just do bar. Off the dome is good. Off the dome is good. But the thing about Jay, when Jay rap off the dome, it's still based off of what he want to express. So Jay will take something he want to express and then he'll rap about it off the dome. But he still is expressing a point of view. He not just throwing words together. That's why the song be making sense. That's why he's a master. Because most people off the dome can't stay on subject. But Jay-Z could be like, okay, you can't knock the hustle. And then he could rap all about how not to knock the hustle. But the concept is based off of he rapping about don't knock the hustle. He not just rapping. And that's why he be so successful. That's why Jay one of the best to ever do it, because he could take a point of view he trying to make, and he could take that point of view and he could freestyle, but he could freestyle that point of view. So and I'm glad you said that, because if you got something to say, it don't matter how you construct to say it, but the song gonna have more feeling. So let's say I'm making a song talking about, I can't stand YouTube trolls. Whether I freestyle it or whatever, the song gonna come out with fire, because I'm gonna have fire, because I'm like, I can't stand YouTube trolls. And that's what's gonna make the song fire, because I have something to say, rather than just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, what wrong with mo, dosco. See, and I don't really have nothing to say, and I'm rhyming, but I don't have nothing to say. And so when you don't have nothing to say, the fire not gonna be there. See, it might be slight, but there's a fire when you make your delivery. And it's something that you can't detect, but the listener gonna feel it. This is why Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy is so big, because they be making a point. They don't just be rapping. They be having something to say, even if it's saying something about their op. What's going on, Drew? So to the people that want to get in the business, if you have something to say, that's what's going to give the song an energy that nobody can see. And then your audience going to pick up that energy. Whereas if you're just trying to rhyme and you're just trying to make a hook and just trying to rhyme with the hook, but you really ain't got nothing to say, it's not going to do what you want to do. Shout out to y'all support your channel. Shout out to Quaylen. Thanks for the support. Let me see who else. So I wanted to really express that again. What's gonna make your song if you are performing? What's gonna make your song is, and shout out to Kathy. What's gonna make your song is that you got something to say. It's gonna make your delivery better, and it's gonna make the reception, people gonna receive it better. And it's easier to put material out. It's much easier when you got something to say and then you write the song than just trying to write a song. It's much easier if you got something to say. So a lot of times, like if I go in the studio when I had a group, right? How we would get good songs is I would give them a subject matter. So now they got something to say because they got to talk about that specific subject matter. They can't just rap. They got to rap and express this. And that's how you get more attractive songs. Because it's real easy to just go in there. Like I can go in the studio. I'm getting ready to go in the studio soon. I could just go in the studio. Somebody put a beat on. I can make up a nice hook. Boom, I can start adding to the hook and I can make a pretty good song. And it could go on the album. But if I go in the studio with a point of view I want to get off my chest, that's going to come across in the song, your delivery and everything. So like if you're a recording artist and you're a rapper, you write raps, the best time to write your raps is when something interests you or bothers you. As soon as something bothers you, pick up the pen. Man, I can't stand the way these people be cheating people about their money. Pick up the pen. Bam. And write on that. The song gonna be fire. The whole delivery, because you got something to say. And you got to have something to say to create something to listen to. You can't create something to listen to if you ain't got nothing to say, like talking. I had something to say. I come on live, start talking, and then you come watch. You watching because I have something to say. If I was just over here and logged in with no subject that I wanted to cover or nothing I want to talk about, it wouldn't have no energy. It wouldn't have no teeth. And the song is the same way. That's why a lot of rappers ain't selling no records because they just trying to come out with an album, but they ain't got nothing to say. That's why 21 Savage ain't doing so good. He don't got nothing to say. He just trying to rap and make $1. He ain't got no issues. He ain't got nothing he want to talk about. He just trying to rap for some money. He needs to start looking at stuff and think about stuff and start getting point of views and opinions so that his rap is saying something. That's why Kendrick is so good. Because Kendrick, when he be rapping, he always got something to say. Dude don't never just be rapping. Kendrick be sitting around thinking about stuff. And then he go put the pen to the pad. That's why he gonna always be at the top of the game. That's why he always gonna have worldwide followers. I gotta give him that. Because Kendrick just don't be writing no damn raps. He be expressing stuff. So his albums be good for people that like that type of music. Like Biggie said, I'm gonna write a song about the 10 crack commandments. He had something to say. And it come out fire. He thought of that. He didn't just go in there and make that up. He thought of that before he went in there. You know what I'm saying? KRS-One, you must learn. I can name songs after song. You can tell they thought about that. And then, boom, you go write it. Because you're trying to express what you're thinking about. And those are the good songs. Those are classic rap songs that we love forever. Love songs too. Blues, all of them. Dude was sitting there and say, man, everybody want to know why I play the blues. And he went in there, what? Everybody wants to know why I sang the blues. That was something that he really was thinking about. And he went and put the pen to the paper. You think he just made that up? No. People kept asking him, how did you get in the blues? Bam. Dude go in the studio, everybody wants to know why I sang. That's the best records. You look at all the big records. And you could tell somebody was thinking about that, even if it was the songwriter. And then they put the pen to the pad. And now you got something to say. It's going to always be attractive. Yeah, it's not just having a subject, but your point of view. You got something to say. So that's why I'm finna start rapping at 68 years old, because I got a whole lot of shit to say. It's going to pop off. And everybody sound too old to rap, which is some more rap songs. How did Gunna manage to stay relevant with the controversy, even making money internationally? I'm going to tell you why. Because Gunna was the one writing everybody's shit. Young Thug wasn't writing nothing. All them dudes, Gunna was writing for them. Trust me. They had Gunna on the back burner writing and Thug doing the rhymes. Because Gunna can write. Gunna make fire-ass songs. He make better songs than all of them. Gunna's better than 21 Savage, Young Thug, all of them. Gunna's the best artist in Atlanta. That's why. And they tried to play him to just write songs and keep him on the back burner. And Thug get all the glory, had Gunna as number 2. Y'all know what happened. Y'all know he was using that boy to write his material. Now he ain't got Gunna. Thug can't write a good song to save his life. Now he ain't got Gunna. That last song Thug wrote was trash. And Gunna said it. Y'all trying to get me back in so I write for y'all or something like that. Gunna said it in one of his recent songs, said that's why y'all trying to, yeah. Gunna's told on the record. Man, you could look at Gunna and tell he was the one. He the one do all the writing. Listen to Pooh Shiesty's song when he released. And it's going to prove what I'm telling you. You could tell Pooh Shiesty wrote that shit when he was locked up and came out and had something to say. Boy rapped for 4 minutes straight. Mama talked for a minute. Mama had something to say. That's why it's the hottest record out right now. Hottest song out. As far as American rap, because the biggest song is the dude over in Morocco. I mean, over in Uganda got the biggest song, but Pooh Shiesty got the biggest song in America as far as rap because he had something to say. As soon as he got out, he said it. But here go another thing, Gunna stay relevant, and that's a good question. Gunna stay relevant because the fans ain't no gangsters. They don't care nothing about that gangster shit. Them fans don't care. That's why they saying F the streets. The fans don't care. The fans ain't gangsters. Go to the concert. The fans is kids that work, got little jobs, and go to school. Go to the big arenas, not the clubs. That's where the gangsters be at the clubs. But go to the tours, the arena shows, at like the basketball stadiums, and tell me who you see there. Ain't no gangsters at them shows. Them is all hardworking people and kids, young teenagers and shit. They got their money. 20-year-olds. Nobody in there be from the streets. There be a couple ballers and shit in there, but the whole concert be regular, hardworking people. They the ones want to hear that. Because when you listen to the rappers, they not rapping gangster stuff. They rapping a bunch of life stuff about hard trauma in their life. Everybody turned their back on me when I was down. All that. The kids can relate to that. The teenagers, the 20-year-old, 30-year-old, we can relate. They just ain't in there kill, murder, gangster murder. That ain't what the songs be saying. The songs be a lot of pain and stuff people be going through in their life. Go listen to Gunna's lyric close. He's saying some stuff. Even the way he's saying, they want me back around him. I ain't no fool. He put that right in the song. They trying to trick me, getting them back around them, and they all turned on me like I ain't never going back around y'all. Y'all can say, the hell with the streets. It don't matter. I'm not never coming back around y'all because y'all some snakes. You ain't got to tell me twice. He'll be a fool to go around Thug. Oh, he ain't in there. When he the biggest one. He bigger than all of them. You can look at Gunna and tell he's smart as hell. Gunna don't look like he's smart. Gunna look like a school kid. He look smart. He don't look like he ain't no killer or nothing like that, but he will though. On GD, he'll get down. But he's smart. He can write. He writing. They be having you in the studio, say this, say that, taking all your shit, and don't give you no credit for it. I'll be in the studio. I'm telling you, they got Gunna in there. He giving them ideas. They taking it, telling them, "You gonna be next, dog. You gonna be next." And he helping them, and they just juicing them, getting them money, and trying to play up to the curb. And now he free from. He do his own thing. He bigger than life. Everybody want to hear what he got to say. Want him to take a case and go to jail for 50 billion years over some shit he ain't got nothing to do with. He wasn't supposed to take that case anyway. Gunna wasn't supposed to take that case. I tell Thug to his face, you the boss, right, of the record label. This one of your hot artists. You got your hot artists in the car with you, and you got your hot artists around you while you doing dirt. You bogus. Streaming is hurting the music industry. Streaming is definitely kind of hurting the music industry, but don't nobody want to buy no records no more. So what you gonna how you gonna hear the music? Nobody want to buy CDs. Nobody want to buy cassette tapes. So if you get rid of streaming, what you gonna replace it with? It wasn't streaming that hurt the music business. This big Pharaoh, I tell you the facts. Streaming was the result of the music business being hurt. CD burners and MP3s hurt it. They were stealing your music. Napster and them was stealing the music anyway. Before streaming. All this started with CD burners and Napster. Any OGs in here that know what I'm talking about, they had got CD burners and they had learned how to hook the CD players into the computer and make MP3s, and they were stealing your shit anyway. Way before Spotify or iTunes or any of that, they were stealing music and taking your CD and digitalizing it. They was stealing everything. So the music industry, like, what we gonna do? Said, well, we gonna have to digitize it. We gonna have to take over the digital. We're gonna have to kick all these people off of digital. So they had to get into digital, make it a business, and kick all them people off of the digital. Yeah, Napster and all them started doing that, but CD burners was first. So you'll sell a dude your CD, they take the CD, go to some place and burn a bunch of copies, make covers, and they was bootlegging CDs. Who remember that? Especially the Africans in New York. You go out there, man, you know how many rappers beat up Africans in New York? You go out there, dude got 1,000 CD, your CDs selling them. This before Napster and them. That's why I say CD burners first. The only way they can save the industry is go back to records because it ain't easy for you to press records. So it's been a problem. But way back with cassette tapes, because I used to make money with cassette tapes. Take your songs, record them on the radio, make sure I edit out any talking, boom, make copies, sell them. $10, $10, or $5 a cassette tape. Everybody music for free. They ain't making nothing. On myself. I was bootlegging everybody's stuff. Tell me I'm not, and there's two sides, the bottom open too, and I got two of these. Get a double cassette player, boom, put this in there, put the blank in there, dub it, sell a copy. I got everybody music. Every reggae, I got all the reggae in there. Culture, this is the band Culture. I can take Culture, it's on both sides, you have this Culture. Put the Culture in there on one side, double tape player. This was back in the 80s. I was bootlegging people's music. In Hawaii. I was bootlegging people's music. So technology, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't bootlegging it on purpose. I was bootlegging it because nobody couldn't buy it nowhere. There was nowhere to buy it. There was nowhere to buy all these reggae songs. I'm in the middle of Hawaii. Hawaiians, can I borrow your tape? Can I borrow your tape? I went and bought a double tape player. Say, I'll sell you one. $5, $5, $5, $5, $500, just like that. I did it out of the necessity people wanted the music. You know what I'm saying? Turn on the reggae radio station, push play. Wait till you get through talking, push record. Boom. When you start talking, stop it, rewind it back a little bit at a good part where the song is. Wait till the next song, push record. Have a whole 90 minutes clean, hot reggae songs straight off the radio. Every song. And then I worked at a reggae record shop, and all day I would play the records and record them. I record every record they had at the reggae record store. Real talk. It's real history. So they got to figure out what to do with the music. Now, we didn't consider it stealing. It just wasn't no access like that. Wasn't no access to the music. How you going to get it? A lot of these songs ain't even, available in at the store. I worked at this record store. Every album up here that was good, I'd go put it on a turntable and record it. Fast as they come in. That's me on the ground to the right, trying to see why the baby crying. And I worked in there all day with nothing to do. I put the album on, recorded. So that's how it got like this. It was all unintentional. Now we have a problem where it's so many artists, it's hard to find them and hear them. Because you can make a record, you can record right here. I could record right here. I could do my music really right here. I could do my music right here if I really wanted to. I'm kind of considering it. Instead of going and pay, I could just come off a couple grand and get some little equipment right here. And when I come to the office, I could record all day. Push play, track, run, blah, 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 blah. I could record myself. Yeah, if I want it professionally mixed, I could just take the music, have him mix it, and then send it and get mastered. Or I can master it right online, depending on the song. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it. I would be able to record. I would be able to record a whole lot of material while I'm going back and forth to the studio. Sometimes you get encouraged just chilling. Dumping a lot of material is better than doing a song waiting, doing a song waiting, doing a song waiting. So I don't know. I got to really think about that. I'm going to look into it. So I could do it right off of this Mac or just get another one. Give me a brand new Mac that ain't got nothing on it so it won't be running slow. Get a really good microphone. Go in the bathroom. Put some foam all up on the walls. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people put egg cartons, run the mic in there, boom. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I miss BET too. I never would miss BET or Your MTV Raps if I could, if I wasn't at work or had something to do. Back then I had the videotape machine that would come on automatically and tape it if I'm not home. I miss that too because I could automatically record any show I want to record and watch it whenever I miss that. Just have the station on, set the recorder. Boom. When the time comes, the recorder gonna come on, record your program. It was nice. You can always see your program. You could always see your program whenever you felt like it. And I had a double VHS, and I would edit those too. I lost those. I wish I still had those. I had VHS with like all the groups singing love songs live. Man, you know what that'd be worth right now if I still had them? I might have some of them, but I haven't looked through all of my containers. Do they still bounce the music to CD? No, because nobody got CD players no more. Everything is just strictly digital. The only time I bounce my music to CD is when I'm getting it mastered. So when I get it mastered, I'll bounce it to CD. I'll take a record I really like and put it on the CD too. Go in a car with a CD player or take a CD player. And what I'll do is I'll play it or do it at a home with some speakers. And I'll play my mastered song. And then I'll play like the Pooh Shiesty song right behind it to see if if my song right here and his song up there. I can send it back, get it remastered, say this too low, bring it up. Because I got to make sure you got to make sure that your song sounds just like the pros. So that's the only time I would use a CD is to check a master after somebody did my mastering to make sure that it kicks with the professionals. Because a final mix, that's not mastering. Mixing is one thing. Mastering is a whole different group of equipment. It's different equipment you use for mastering than for the mix. So when you get the final mix, it's going to be low. Make sure they don't mix your song and have it loud. Because if they got it loud, you can't get it mastered. Mastering raises the sound. So you want to get it mixed. It's not going to be real loud because the mastering is what's going to bring it up. And that's where I got to spend the money, because if I want to get out there in the big leagues and really want my songs to hit, they got to be professionally mastered. There ain't going to be no getting around that. If you do get an opportunity to listen to your shit and it ain't top quality, you're just really wasting time. And they probably gonna offer me a lot of money for a record deal. Because I'm gonna shut the damn game down. How could I lose? I'm gonna be 68. I'm too old. So if I'm too old and the shit be good and it be like music today, I'm gonna be a phenom. If you could play Pooh Shiesty now and play my shit right behind theirs and can't tell the difference, I'm gonna hit. And I got the controversy because everybody gonna be like, "So go sit your old ass down." That's money. Haters is money. I need haters. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do know business. I ain't finna be rapping no motherfucking Run DMC shit. I'm gonna be rapping today what they rapping today. I'm not gonna be rapping no KRS One, no old school shit. So all you brothers that like that stuff, sorry. I'm gonna be rapping the same stuff that rappers, young rappers today, I'm gonna be rapping like that. Which is better for me anyway, because I'm on what they own. I ain't on old school stuff. I gotta rap how I am. I'm with the bullshit. I'm definitely not the one. Don't run up on me. You're gonna get did dirty. I'm with that anyway. So it ain't nothing strange to me. I'm not living in 1990. I'm living in 2026 in Chicago. I'm living in 1990. Get your noodle knocked. You know, you're gonna be a victim out here. You're out here walking around like it's 1990. And these snakes and spiders gonna get you. So I think the way they rapping, I think somebody my age need to rap like that and give our perspective. What's my perspective on the Pooh Shiesty type rap? What I got to say rapping like that. That's what I was. Yeah, what I got to say on that same cadence, same beats, everything. I would play y'all a beat, but people they'll steal my beats. So I can't even let y'all hear none of my beats I'm finna do. I ain't trying to keep up with the times. I'm doing me. I'm really like that. I'm just being my same. So I never listen to old stuff. Why you think I got all these records? I got all these records, cassettes. I had all these CDs. I always buy the new stuff. I don't like old music. I mean, I'll listen to it, but I like new music. I want to hear the new stuff. I already heard the old stuff. Somebody say you don't like the old stuff. I said if I like the old stuff, I'd only have 3 albums. So why listen to them over and over again? The whole idea of these albums is Ozzy Brothers come out with an album, I buy it. When they come out with a new album, what I do? I buy it. When they come out with a new album, what I do? I buy it. When they stop singing, a New Edition come out with an album, what I do? I buy it. That's a whole part of being a DJ in music. You buy the new stuff. The only difference with me, I never stopped. I just went from whatever music was popping. I went from the R&B and jazz and all that. I went straight to the reggae. Then I went into the hip hop. I went into whatever was the pop in this music. The only difference now is I don't do albums. I just do songs. That's the only thing about the business I don't like. The albums, you can't do the album. So I'll take, this dude best song, this dude best song. I'll take Dirk's song that I like, Pooh Shiesty's song I like that. My playlist be, you know, only a few people get a few songs in my playlist. I just do songs. That's the only thing that's changed. We used to do the whole CD or the whole album. Now I just put together playlists. That's changed. Unfortunately, but that's changed. And when I go work out and I go to the gym, that's pretty much what I listen to. I listen to Key Glock and just whichever song I really bang. I think I still listen to some old school songs, kind of, not too many though. I think the oldest people I got is probably 50, probably Chief Keef, probably the oldest music in my playlist, I think. So I got some Tupac songs in there when I'm working out. You Can't See Me, you know what I'm saying? Songs that get me pumped up when I'm in the gym. I listen to them, but most of my playlist is new stuff. Yeah, they got some good artists. I just like, you know, I like to hear something new. I don't like to hear the same song year in, year out, year out. I really don't like old music. It's just like living in the past kind of. It's cool. Older queen, she want to go out. I take her to go see Roberta Flack or Patti LaBelle or something. I'll go. I enjoy it as far as her enjoying it. But on my own accord, I want to hear what's new. I like the beats. I need to hear the new beats, the new sound. And I don't got no choice. I'm in the music business. I got artists now want me to sign them. I got them on hold. Told them I don't want to sign it right now. My hands is full. I got to finish this book. But in order for me to go and sign artists, I can't have. I got to have fresh. We call it fresh ears. And if you don't got fresh ears, you can't be in the music business. Every group of songs is made totally different. So it's like when I first started, got in the music business, the way we mixed the song just like that, with the bass and everything like that. That's how we mixed the song, with the vocals and everything right in there, right in the pocket. You can't mix no song like that no more. Now you gotta have like the kick and the bass real high, the vocals real high, and the rest down there. You can't mix no song today like you mixed the song at 2010. Hell no. You can't mix like that. They mix it different now. It's a total different sound. They're not doing straight across no more. They're not doing the instrumental kick either. We used to have the instrumental kick, and they're not doing the bass line. They're not doing basses no more. They're not. They don't mix like that no more. Used to mix. you had a kick that played a note like boom, 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 boom. They don't make no records like that no more. That kick be boom, boom, boom. That's it. It don't play no note. You know what I'm saying? It's all different. In some cases, they ain't got hardly no instruments in there because it's like that drill sound. So it's real dark, empty, with some little notes. It's a whole different monster. You know what I'm saying? I really want to play some of my stuff, but people be stealing. Some producer come over here and copy my beat and steal it. So I can't play the beats that I've been buying. I'm not really doing it to keep up with the times. I'm doing it because you got to know how to make money, and it's good marketing. I'm the CEO and I'm the rapper. The best marketing is for me to do something I ain't supposed to be doing. If I do something I'm supposed to be doing, how you gonna market that? It's just business. But if I'm doing something I ain't supposed to be doing, I could take advantage of my age. It's just hustling. It's just many. I got a better marketing. I got a better marketing scheme if I be rapping like I ain't supposed to be rapping when it comes to marketing. Yeah, but it's marketing because it's just like it wouldn't matter if I'm new. The whole gimmick, the whole way to sell a record is I'm too old. That's money. If I'm too old to be rapping like I'm rapping, that's money. Now, what if it's really good? What if it's just as good as the young nigga? That's money. Think about it. If I'm rapping the drill and the shit they rapping today, my beats compared to their beats, and I'm snapping just like they snapping, they gonna be like, damn, OG killed that shit though. See what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't rapping no blacked out shit. That shit, I don't doing that kind of bullshit. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing none of that conscious jibber jabber rap. I'm rapping drill. I'm rapping what the shorty's rapping today. I'm not rapping like Nas. I'm not doing KRS One. I'm not doing none of that. I ain't even buying them kind of beats. I don't listen to that shit. I ain't never listened to Black Thought. To me, it was always a bunch of jibber jabber. He never could make no good songs. He just rapping. Songs sound like shit. Somebody want to hear no nigga rapping, but ain't no good song. Jibbity jabberty, droopity, jiggity, joggity, jiggity. Nigga ain't saying nothing. You know what I mean? All this that shit. Mm-mm. I don't want to rap that. I don't even listen to it. Plus, I can't make no money with that. He ain't making no money. I'm making an EP. Nope. I'm gonna do like a song, a song, a song. Because if you make an EP, you got 3, 4 songs on it. Now, while you trying to sell it, they getting cold, right? So why you want to make records that get cold? No, this is what you do, Quaylen. I go in, I make one song, boom, right? When I make the one song, Quaylen, right? Then boom, it's mixed and mastered. Then what? I release a clip in the studio. Then I release a clip where we shot me doing a verse at the beach. Then I release the same little clip somewhere else. This is what they're doing now. Then I release the little clip on TikTok. Then I got the broads. You trolling. Won't be doing no trolling over here. It's your last warning. Then I release one with some women dancing. You know what I'm saying? And then, right? And then on top of that, what's going to be the killer is I'm going to have some fine elderly woman. Yeah, all the chicks in my video going to be 50, 60, 70. Bad. Yeah, they're going to be just as bad as the shorties. And you know how they be having their boys in the video that look like hitters? Yeah, I'm going to add that in the video too. They're just going to be OGs, but they're going to be about all that. And then after I do about 4 or 5, that's when I'm going to do features with a 20-year-old and shit. I'm going to rap with the shorties too once I get my credentials. It's all about me making this shit look real. I ain't finna make no fake shit. I'm going to show the women that I'll really be around. Being how they be. And, you know, kill all that old shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to kill all that. You know what I'm saying? If you old, you might as well go and crawl in a coffin. You know what I'm saying? You let somebody tell you old and you got to sit down. That's because you don't eat right. That's because you ain't plant-based. That's because you ain't working out. You know what I'm saying? You understand? That means the music business, originality pays. So I got a whole plus it's not phony. I really do listen to that shit. So I'm gonna rap on what I like to listen to. I ain't gonna be like, that's what I listen to. I wasn't able to stay in a rut once I started my record label. So that's why I couldn't stay in the rut. Because I had young artists, they gotta have beats. I gotta go in the studio and they gotta produce songs. So my business was listening to young people make new songs. You understand? That was my business. So that's what got me here when I started the record label. That put me in a time machine. See what I'm saying? That put me in a time machine. I'm producing young dudes. They picking the tracks they want to rap on. We promote it on the radio station. The radio station is playing the music of that day. So everything is current. So that kept me in the time machine at 40 to 50 years old in the music business. Listening to track beats from young producers. I got to pick the track. My artist got to pick the track. Which one you want to get? I want that one. That one fire. I want that one. So that's how I got like this. I probably wouldn't have been like this if I didn't start a record label. And starting a record label put me in like a time machine. I didn't get to age like everybody else. Everybody else got to age. I didn't. My wife got to age. Everybody got to age. The music I'm at home listening to of my artists that my kids like. See what I'm saying? My kids was in high school, they like it. That's what made my son start rapping. Because I was in there working with artists. So my son see me in there working with artists, so then he wanted to rap. He just didn't stick with it. See what I'm saying? Which he should have, because he was fire. You know what I'm saying? He should have stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't happy about him. He had the talent. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? He didn't have his mind. It wasn't really him. He had the talent to rap, but he didn't have what it take to be a rapper as far as business goes. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? I can't hate on him. You know, he just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? But go check him out. This is Page here, King the King. Go check his music out. As a matter of fact, this track at the top, I bought this beat from one of my YouTube subscribers, Fire Beat. But go check him out. You know what I'm saying? Real talented. Real talented. We fell out over that. I'm like, bro, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? You know how young people is. If he would have stuck with it, he'd be rich right now. Sometime. Right, you sure did come to the studio. If he would have stuck with it, he would have been rich. I had the whole demo. Sometimes people can't see the vision. I had seen the vision. Like his whole demo was gonna be based on royalty. We was gonna throw our own shows. We was gonna start our own company to throw events, right? So me and him own the company to throw the events. Then we throw the events and we hire him. So it looked like he doing the event for somebody else's company. And then all the parties was gonna be based on like royalty. So like if you come to the party, right? When you come to the parties, come to the events, we would have our own like glasses that look like royalty that you drink out of, right? We would have our own gifts we give you after you leave. You know, they got crowns on it. Everything would have like a royal thing. And then once a year, we was gonna do a costume ball for who's the king and the queen of Chicago. And you had to dress like a queen or empress or something. You have to dress like the leader of China or emperor or king. And it could be from any country. It could be any type of king or queen. You know what I'm saying? And we was gonna have that ball once a year. You need the king and the queen of Chicago, whoever wear the best royal outfit. You know what I mean? And all the events would be like exclusive. I had I got tracks he didn't even rap on. I'm finna rap on all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna rap on that shit, man. I got some fire tracks he didn't rap on. Then I got all my other music I did in the 420, I'm gonna take a lot of that and mix it. So I got a gang of tracks that I could just rap on. Because when you buy the tracks is tracked out. So like if I buy a track from Hurt 'em Bad, I own that bass line. I own that kick. I could take that bass line and that kick, put it up, put another instrument with it, giving y'all gang, and make how many beats out the beats I already got. A gold man of music. It's crazy. But I showed that because how he got in the game is I was working on Ando the Don's music. At my father's house where I first started going live, where I was there taking care of my father. And I was in the dining room on the laptop. Can I repeat that? When you got some beats, you own the drums, the bass, everything. So now you can make tracks off of those tracks. So if I got great tracks from Hurt 'em Bad and other great artists, other great producers, I own those tracks. I own every bass line, every guitar, every synthesizer, which could make whole new songs. So I can go put the reel up, take the bass line off of it. I might say, "Oh, I want to keep this snare." Go put it up on the computer. I could slow it down. I could speed it up. I could play some totally different instruments with it. I got a whole new beat. Or I could leave it just like that and it's like a remix and just rap right back over it. But you own all those instruments, and all those instruments could be used over and different and here and there forever. Because you own every instrument, because each instrument is tracked out. That's why you don't be recording on everything on one track. Everything got to be tracked out. Every bass line got to be tracked out. Because now, though, each one of them bass lines could be used at any time. Each one of them snares could be used at any time. Everything is tracked out, and all of that is valuable. So if you're a producer, you always keep a hard drive, at least 3 hard drives with all your music on all 3 of them in case a hard drive get broke. But all that hard work you did is still worth money. Them drums you made on this song could be drums on something else. Could be speeded up, slowed down. You don't got to make no new drums. You can make you can make 8 tracks off them same drums. Take a part out, change it around, maybe add another part to it. Nobody knows. Now you got how many tracks? So all the music I recorded, all that is even more music. Not to mention I own the music so I could sample a vocal part. Like Let a Thug Smoke was on Showtime. So I can go on my album, I could take the Let a Thug Smoke hook and I could take that out and I could put it and I could update that. And since Trump legalizing the herb, I could drop my version of that. I could drop that. It's already a super famous song. Everybody know Let a Thug Smoke in the 420 movement. I take that hook, boom, drop it on my track, put it on a whole nother track, and get on there and kill it and drop it and then blow it up again. Everybody doing remix. You see everybody taking old songs and redoing them. Bam, free money, free game. So I got all this music sitting there. I'm creative. I'm finna go rap on all that shit. And when I rap on the song, I'm the executive producer. So when I go rap, when I go as the executive producer, I'm not going to necessarily like it. So I can't say I'm even come out. I got to hear the rapper. See, me, the executive producer, is listening to me as a different person. Me, when I rap, that's not going to be me when I listen to it. So that don't mean I'm going to like it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to necessarily like it. I might listen to it and say, no, you can't do it. It don't sound right. This where a lot of young brothers mess up when they make their music, because you listening to it as the person that made it. You're not listening to it as executive producer. To be honest, is it good or ain't it? It don't matter if you made it. Does it cut it, yes or no? So I got to be three different people. I got to formulate the music. I got to rap the music. And then I got to be the executive producer to make sure that I rap it right. No, don't say it like that. Say it like this. I don't like it like that. Let's see if we can work with your voice. Maybe let's put you on auto tune. I got to make it sound right. So that's another reason I'm rapping, because I'm trying to test my talent, because I'm one of the best producers out here. I just wasn't in the majors. So I'm trying to see how I can make me sound good. I'm going to take me in there and make some hit records with me and do with my little tricks as the executive producer to get right and the rapper, and then get the rapper to sound right, which I believe I could do. To get the rapper to make the right song for today. And if I rake it and it's hot and it's popping, and I shoot my video with the gray hair and everything, I get a bunch of haters, bam, I score it. Especially if I can get a bunch of haters, I score it. I'll go straight to the top if I get some haters. All I need is haters. I always remember that. You need haters. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. You know what I'm saying? If I could give me some haters, and if I get some people say I'm too old, bingo. And when people say I'm too old, bingo. I'm in there. So I can't wait to get in there and hear what I could do, because it's like two different people, the one rapping and the one that's listening. You can't rap it like that, bro. It don't sound right. Tell my engineer what you could do with his voice. I'm always talk to the rapper like it's another person. That's him. The rapper's him. The executive producer is me. And I gotta tell me, no, you're not doing that right now. I gotta be like, okay, how you want me to do it? And I'll be like, you gotta do it like this. Yeah, it's good to be. You could be too old. You could be too old, but then if you too old and you know marketing, you can make too old work, because my generation is the first generation that didn't grow up, and a lot of young people don't know that yet. But my music will show that. See, the old from 20 years ago ain't the old today. A lot of people don't know that, and my music is going to show that. Because we not that same old. They get my generation mixed up with my daddy generation. Right. The old that y'all using is the wrong old. Y'all using the old old. This the new old. This not the old old. Think about it. What type of weapons did my daddy have? Shotguns and stuff. What kind of weapons did we have? This shit like y'all got now. We the ones bought that in the. We not that old. That old. Like Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford and them. They older than me. Think about that. Larry Hoover and them is in their 70s. They older than me. I'm not that old. You got Larry Hoover and them, then you got another group, then you got my daddy and them. You got like 3 groups of old over me. But the young people don't understand that. They just think everything is old. No. 50-year-olds now is basically like 30-year-olds. Basically. If you 50 years old, you ain't the old 50. Tell me I'm lying. If you 50 years old, you ain't the same mentality as the old 50-year-olds. You is a way younger. Man, they saying black women now in their 50s is looking still good, still fine as ever. They not aging like that no more. These sisters not aging like that no more. Only the ones eating a bunch of pork and garbage, but the ones taking care of themselves, you got some 50-year-olds and 55-year-olds, 60-year-olds. Look 30, 25 on my soul. They look 30. You ask her, how old are you? She tell you 45. You believe it. She 53. She ain't tell you the truth. She ain't no 45. Shorty, 54. You believe she 45. You believe she 42. She 54. She looked 40 at young, older 30s. Nah. Them days is over. Yeah, that shit over with. And you know your children always bring you down. Your children bring your age down. So like my daddy, by having me and my sister, we brought his age down a little bit. Now me, I got 6 children. They bring my age down a little bit. But the difference is I've been plant-based. And I'm back from the dead. So I didn't get to age because I died and came back. That's going to be in the book. See, I was reborn. So my life started over when I got stabbed. That's a whole nother. So when I was out there in the streets and I was like 35, I was really like 19. That's what my book is about. So even though I'm supposed to be 68, I'm really like 37. Seriously. No cap. And being 37 and then being around all these young rappers and rapping, that make me like 27. Because they put me in a time machine. So I've been in a time machine, and then that time machine been in a time machine. So I never really did get a chance to age like that. You know what I'm saying? I never go to old people stuff and shit like that. So like if I'm dealing with a queen and she like in her 60 or something, I gotta take her to stuff. You know what I'm saying? I gotta humble myself and take her to events and stuff so she could, enjoy herself because I would never go to that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go to that. I go see Pooh Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? For myself. You know what I'm saying? When I went to see Dirk, my daughter was like, Dad, no, you not. Yep. My daughter and my stepdaughter was there, and I was there. The only thing I messed up is I didn't get tickets with them, so I couldn't sit with them. They didn't even know I was there. Because they already had their tickets. I ain't had tickets. So they ain't even know I was there. I don't know where they was sitting in there. Cause I ain't looked for them. I just left when it was over. But they was there and I was there. And the crazy thing when I went to see Dirk, the crazy thing is the young people, they loved it. They kept saying, "You with Dirk in them?" Because they thought at my age, they like, I got to be like a boss in a record label. I'm saying, no. They're like, "You work here at the United Center?" I'm like, no. I'm here to see the show. They're like, "You came to see Little Dirk?" I'm like, yeah. They're like, hell no. They were so I swear to God, the shorties was tripping out. But it was a good experience because I'm watching Dirk. I don't know all the lyrics. I just know a couple hooks. Fuck my cousin and shit like that. But they knew all the songs, so I'm watching them and they crying and shit. Like he doing these emotional songs and they know every lyric and they looking in the sky and they saying, I said, damn, this is deep. They really love those emotional songs. Like that's why I learned the game at that concert. I really learned the game. Like they listen to the rah-rah song, but the songs they like from the young artists, the NBA, they like them emotional songs. Cause them they be talking about the trauma they've been through and what their life was like, going how they been in jail, how their friends get killed, how their parents passed away, how they be in love with some woman and she left them and broke their heart, and that's what they be rapping about. It be deep. It don't be like violence killed. That ain't how them concerts be. Them concerts be emotional, man. They be in there crying. Man, them young people be in there crying because them dudes be pouring their heart out on them songs. It ain't what you think if you ain't listen to them. If you ain't listen to NBA Youngboy and Dirk and them, everybody just play the violent song. But they don't play the other songs, the real reason all them girls come. Them girls ain't coming there for them violent songs. Them girls coming there for them emotional songs. Because them dudes be rapping with their heart on their sleeve. They be talking about how when they girl left them, they broke down, they cried, it hurt them so bad. And what they be rapping about, how they be hurt in life. And how don't nobody understand them and shit. The kids relate to that, man. It'd be good, man. Them shows be good. I'm gonna go see NBA YoungBoy wants to like the beef and stuff. If they ever squash the beef with the rack, I'll go. I can't go while they beefing with Chicago. It'd be stupid to go in there, it'd be too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I can't go in there. You know what I'm saying? They did right to cancel that show in Chicago, but that would have been too dangerous. You can't let them come here. You can't let them come here. 'Cause people from all different gangs love Von. But King Von was a hero. Once King Von bought all that money to O Block and gave all them guys in the project all that money, he was a superhero. Nobody never seen that before. Nobody never seen nobody come back to the block and get a guys all that money like that. Dude like a hero here. Eventually, hopefully eventually they get on with that. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of mixed emotions about that because Chief Keef be producer for NBA YoungBoy, but they like, but the guy did Chief Keef bogus, so he ain't really care nothing about O Block because y'all did Chief Keef bogus. So it's a whole bunch of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hope y'all learned from that. We've been 3 hours. I hope y'all learned from that. If you are a rapper and you watch this, you got to have something to say. That's it. And you got to say it with your heart. You got to take time, make your music sound good. Stop liking your music, liking your song. Critique your song hard before you put it out. Stop just putting that shit out. Listen to it to see if you could tweak it. Listen to it. Your whole reputation is based on your song. Take your time and fix it and get it right. And then after you got it the best you can, you put it out. Then just do another one and then try to do better and try to do better. But you gotta be talking about something. Don't let nobody tell you young people that the rap music is gone and dead. They just talking. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They ain't gonna never get rid of rap. Rap gonna always be one of the biggest musics out here. You just going through a transition for the next little babies to come up with what they finna do. So there'll be some new babies finna come up and they gonna be rapping totally different and they gonna be on something else. They ain't gonna never get rid of rap. Rap gonna always be the top music. Remember I said it first. They ain't gonna never get rid of rap. They ain't ever going nowhere. Rap gonna always be super big. All they gonna do is just change it around. Atlanta messed up when they started beefing, and the real reason they hating on rap is because the girls took over, the females took over. They lying. They hating on the females. The females took over. They popping their coochie. They wilding out, and the men don't want to support it. That's what's really going on. That's why Billboard is sexism. That's why Billboard ain't honoring rap. Sexism. They don't want to honor the females. The females killing the game. They don't want to honor them. All they want to talk about is Sexy Red. I'll attack you. Sexy Red. Fire though. Straight up. Shorty fire. They can say what they want to say. Shorty fire. They got their own way of rapping, their own way of dancing. That's what it is. The ladies taking over. They don't want to push the ladies. The young ladies coming in. They push Nicki Minaj out the way. That's why she doing politics, because the babies is pushing her out the way. They trying to block the young female rappers. It's a whole bunch of them, but they ain't trying to. They trying to block them. They trying to block them. That's where the game is at. They on some sex, have fun, sexy stuff right now with the rap. They don't want to push it. They on some free sexual behavior. No more Christian, pop that coochie and enjoy yourself to the fullest. No restrictions. People don't like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like they ain't got no clothes on and all that. You know what I mean? I support it because that's how generations are. They've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that don't like the sexy rap, they young. That's why they wasn't here when the hot pants was out. Sexy Red looked just like the hot pants generation. They been had on booty shorts. The only difference between the hot pants generation when I was a little boy and now is they didn't have big booties. They ain't mad because what they got on. They mad because they breasts and their booties is big now. And that's why they trying to say it's over sexualized. They got the same clothes on. They been wearing clothes like that, but they used to be slim. But now they got them same clothes on with them big old butts and them big breasts. Now it's a problem. But they got the exact, if you think online, when we get through, search 1960 hot pants. And they got on booty shorts. All the way up, you can see their cheeks. They just ain't got no cheeks. They ain't got no cheeks to see. It's a fact. My mama used to wear hot pants and shit like that, but nobody considered it over the top because she was skinny. So it was, although some of the older people did kind of not like it too much, but they didn't say too much. Nobody wasn't gonna listen to them anyway. But all that, they too sexy and they too this and that. That's all nonsense. When you go cultural and you want to grow your dreadlocks and you want to wear your skirt and you want to wear your hair wrap, you don't want nobody judging you, right? Telling you can't wear it. Well, how you don't want nobody tell you can't wear your dreads, you can't wear your skirt, you can't wear your hair wrap, but you telling them they can't wear their booty pants, they can't wear a little bra, they can't have their breasts hanging out. We got freedom or we don't. You want the freedom of your practices and black consciousness or whatever, and they got the freedom in their practices. You can't take away one freedom, you got to take away all of them. So do we want freedom or not? Because you start telling them what they can't do, then people can tell you what you can't do. So you want to do what you want to do, then you got to let other people do what they want to do. This is a fact. You can't halfway police just half the people. If you start policing, everybody gonna get policed. I don't want nobody telling me to cut my hair, so I'm not gonna tell no woman that she can't wear her booty pants. The idea is if she out here with her booty hanging out in her breast, men, you still can't touch her without her permission. That's the rules. Leave her alone. That don't give you the right to do nothing to her aggressive without her permission. That's what we standing on. It don't bother me the young girls out here half naked or whatever. That don't bother me. That's all phony. I lived in Hawaii. Didn't nobody have no clothes on. Well, you could wear bikinis at the beach, but you can't wear booty pants. What's the difference? Phony shit. Women been naked at the beach. They ain't got nothing but a little strap between their legs and some little bikinis. Sometimes that type of stuff is on the East Coast where it's winter. So they ain't never seen bodies before. As soon as they see a body, like, oh, but if you go to California, Hawaii, where it's hot, they don't care nothing about no body. Everybody got their body out. Real talk, support the youth. Stop hating on the youth. You know, if you ain't got no money to put into the youth, shut up. All this complaint about the youth, but no investment in them, that's whack. And as far as the shorties out here, little brothers, violent and stuff like that, hey, OGs protect your neck. If you let the shorties run over you, that's on you. Put their little ass in line. We don't mind you being young, but you can't be running around through it being violent, doing whatever you want to do. You got to chill, shorty. But you can't get out here and be scared of the young generation. They really going to run over you if they find out you scared. You know, if you scared, go to church. Don't be scared of these young people. Don't be hating on their music either. You had your day. You had your day and it's over. Especially some of you rap dudes. Man, KRS-One, man, Public Enemy, that was the music. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Well, Donnie Simpson ain't on no more. And neither is Dr. Dre or their lover. Deal with it.